content analysis? First thing is different people have different definitions, and some will define it fairly narrowly. I define content analysis very broadly as any methodological measure applied to text or other symbolic materials like pictures and videos that are used for social sciences purposes. So that's pretty broad. And the way I think about it is content analysis is to words and other unstructured data or other visual data, other basically anything but numbers. So content analysis is to words as statistical analysis is to numbers. And so content analysis can be something very, very simple, or it can be something very complex. And here are some common types of content analysis. All of these, the sites are from the management literature primarily. All of these are used in management currently, and there are others as well, but these are some that are fairly common. And so on the qualitative side, probably have heard of grounded theorizing. Well, content analysis is part of grounded theorizing. There's also narrative analysis, discourse analysis, rhetorical analysis, semiotic analysis, and so on the qualitative side, as well as analysis that people label and call content analysis. Then on the quantitative side, there are dictionary-based approaches, which are also called bag of words or computational content analysis. And these depend on pre-specifying the dictionary that you're going to use to represent a construct, and then you let the computer count the number of times those words appear. We'll talk about all of these more. And then also on the quantitative side are topic modeling and natural language processing. So I'm going to talk about all of those as well. But before I get into some of that, I wanted to talk about the advantages, because I always want to know, why would I want to use this? When would I want to use this? What does this tool do for me? And so the advantages are not evenly spread, and some advantages are more on the qualitative side, more on the quantitative side. But I've tried to give an overview of what the advantages might be. And one is it's for rigorous exploration of many important but difficult to study issues in management. There are many things that we want to study, and I'm a macro researcher, so I'm primarily talking to macro researchers, but on the micro side as well, it's hard to quantify many things that we care about that happen in organizations. And content analysis provides a way to study those in a fairly rigorous way, which is great. Also, many content analyses are replicable, and you can calculate reliability to see just how replicable your study might be. To look at some of those difficult to study issues like values or intentions or attitudes or cognition, influence attempts, all kinds of things that are not going to be quantified in any kind of archival records or even organizational records that are have already been put in nice numerical tables. Content analysis is also very flexible. You can look at the manifest content, and manifest content means the surface level, what is manifest and there for all to see. And typically people do word count analysis to look at that surface level of the meaning of a text. You can also look at the latent content. Latent content is the deeper meaning. This needs interpretation. Reading between the lines, understanding the what the person is trying to communicate beyond what is just the surface words. And some types of content analysis are better for latent content, others are better for manifest content. You also can do inductive, meaning starting in the data, or you can do deductive, starting from theory. And for many content analyses, you can use it to combine with other quantitative analysis. So you can create a variable using content analysis and then put that into a statistical analysis with other things like performance data or something else that's easy to quantify, or the quantitative data already exist. One of the key advantages, I think, of content analysis is it's appropriate for longitudinal research designs, especially if you're looking at documents that are created contiguously with the event. You don't have the issues of retrospective sense making. And so really good for people who care about how do processes unfold over time, or how there's been change in some concept over time. Some content analyses depend on interviews, so this is not an advantage if you're doing interviews, but if you're depending upon documents that have already been created for other purposes, content analysis can be non-intrusive, meaning it doesn't suffer from researcher demand bias. You don't have the informant thinking about what is it she wants to hear, and I want to give her the answer she wants to hear. Which can happen sometimes in interviews and also in survey data. And with content analysis, you can use multiple sources of data.